Hey, what's up guys, and welcome to another Arca Garage video. Today I'm gonna show you how you can prevent a bolt from killing your turbo. Now this method is gonna go for a lot of 1.4 engines found in Fiat, Alfa Romeos, and all of the FCA brands from the past. I'm gonna start by removing the cover. So we got two 10mm screws that we gotta undo. Now I'm gonna use my flathead screwdriver to undo these metal clips. Alright, so the bolt that I'm talking about is gonna be this one right here. Now if you are doing this on multi-air engines, you are probably gonna have to remove this exhaust protection. However, on these 1.4 T-jet engines, that doesn't have to be done. So I'm gonna undo this bolt right here. So this is gonna be a 17mm. Now I'm gonna undo it the rest of the way by hand. Make sure to wear gloves if the car is hot, and also you can see that we got two aluminum washers run right beneath the screw, and one is below the hose, so pay attention that you don't lose those. Alright, here is our Banjo boat. I don't know how well can you see it here, but there's actually a small filter located inside. Now the problem is that the oil replacement interval from the factory on Alfa Romeo Giulietta is 30,000 kilometers, which is crazy, as I said multiple times before. Because of that, all of the burnt up oil collects here, and it basically stops the oil coming to the turbo, and that of course ruins the turbo altogether. However, that is not the main problem. The problem is in the filter itself. I don't know how well can you see it here, but this Banjo bolt is actually not in too bad of the shape. The main reason for that is that I replace my oil every 8,000 kilometers. But even though these filters are known to disintegrate and the small particles will enter the turbo and they will cause the damage, so this solution from the factory is simply not a viable one. So even if I try to clean the Banjo bolt using a brake cleaner, it's not gonna come out looking good, as you'll be able to see in just a minute. Alright, I don't know how well can you see it here. There isn't actually a lot of dirt, but as you can see, all of these big pieces are not the burnt up oil. They are actually a small parts of the filter located inside the Banjo bolt. So that's exactly what I'm talking about. You can see how fragile it gets over the years. It's all that heat cycles that break it down. So all it took is a little bit of pressure from the brake cleaner to break it apart. So what I usually do in this case, I remove the filter altogether. Now I don't know how well can you see it here, but this black piece is the part of the filter. It's made from the plastic and it is very brittle. Now you can try drilling it out. I didn't really want to do that. I'm just gonna break it apart using a screwdriver. So as I said, the plastic is very brittle. Just make sure that you don't damage the bolt. Right now, as you can see, like all of these plastic parts are part of the filter. The main thing that I gotta pay attention here is that this bolt is nice and clean, and that there isn't any like leftover plastics inside, because that could damage the turbo. Now lastly, I'm gonna use the needle to remove the back part. So this little circular thing is gonna be the top of that filter, and now I'm gonna try to show you that I basically pulled the whole filter out. I don't know how well can you see it, but there's nothing there. So the next step would be I'm gonna grind down just these edges of the screw. I'm gonna clean the insides of it really well, so there isn't even any dust inside, and I'm gonna put it back onto the car. Alright, so you can see this edge is nice and clean. I'm just gonna clean it really well using a brake cleaner. I'm gonna try to wipe the inside out using a bit of the rag. I'm just gonna add a little bit of oil to the rag, and I'm gonna wipe the insides of it. I just want to make sure that there is no debris whatsoever inside the screw. So you can see we got a bit of the dirt off. Now I'm gonna clean it again with some brake cleaner, and I'm gonna put it back onto the car. Now here's our screw again. You can see that it's nice and clean. There isn't anything inside, and it is ready to be mounted back on. So I'm gonna add my first washer, and I'm gonna put this one right there. Lastly, I'm gonna clean everything with a brake cleaner. So there you go, that's how you can save your turbo from a bad Banjo bolt. Now if you don't feel comfortable by removing the filter altogether, you can buy a new Banjo bolt fairly cheap, but I suggest that you replace them every couple of years. Keep in mind that if you are planning on replacing your oil every 20 to 30k, I don't suggest that you do this. Anyway, that would be all for this video. I hope you find it useful. If you did, hit that like button and support our channel by subscribing and by sharing our content with the rest of car enthusiasts.